The UK is renowned for its historical haunted places, but its zoos also have a reputation for paranormal activity. From eerie whispers in empty enclosures to sightings of ghostly figures, many zoos across the country are believed to be haunted. Locations like London Zoo, Woburn Safari Park, and Blair Drummond Safari Park have chilling ghost stories tied to their histories with restless spirits of former workers, royal animals, and even the eerie sounds of unseen creatures. These haunted zoos add an unsettling layer to the UK's already rich history of paranormal tales. Now we will visit the most haunted zoos in the UK. Number 1. London Zoo. London Zoo, located in Regent's Park, is not only one of the world's oldest scientific zoos, but also one of the most haunted. Founded in 1828, it has seen countless changes and witnessed many important moments in animal conservation. However, behind the fascinating exhibits and rare creatures lies a darker side, an eerie presence that has been felt by both visitors and staff over the years. One of the most famous paranormal tales from London Zoo is the story of the Whistler, a ghost believed to be the spirit of a former engineer who worked in the aquarium in the early 20th century. Staff members have reported hearing a soft, melodic whistling sound in the aquarium, particularly at night when the zoo is empty. The tune is always the same, and when workers investigate, they find no one there. Some believe this whistling is the ghost's way of drawing attention, as he once used to whistle while working in the area before he tragically passed away. Another chilling tale is connected to the zoo's old lion house, which was built in the 19th century. It is said to be haunted by the spirit of a former zookeeper who died under mysterious circumstances. Staff have heard unexplained footsteps echoing through the building, even when it's locked up and empty. Visitors have also reported seeing a shadowy figure moving around the enclosures late at night. Some believe the zookeeper's restless spirit never left the place where he worked and cared for the animals. London Zoo's long connection with the Royal Menagerie at the Tower of London also adds to its haunted reputation. The zoo was home to many animals that were once kept by the royal family, including Old Martin, a grizzly bear given to King George III in the early 1800s. After Martin's death, there were reports of a ghostly bear roaming the zoo, especially near the area where the bear was once kept. Some visitors have claimed to see a large shadowy figure resembling a bear, only for it to disappear when they get closer. The zoo's historic clock tower, which was built in 1828, is another site of paranormal activity. This structure was originally used as a llama house and has witnessed various transformations over the years. Today, it stands as a symbol of the zoo's long history, but it is also the source of eerie stories. Visitors and staff have reported hearing strange sounds like creaking doors, whispers, and footsteps in the tower despite it being empty. The cold, unsettling atmosphere is often said to be felt most strongly when the building is unlit at night. Perhaps the most disturbing ghost story from London Zoo involves a woman in white. This apparition is said to appear near the zoo's old reptile house. She is often seen wandering the grounds, dressed in a long white gown, with no clear explanation of who she is. Some believe she may be the spirit of a former zookeeper or a woman who tragically passed away while visiting the zoo long ago. London Zoo's haunted reputation is well known, with stories of phantom animals, unexplained noises, and the restless spirits of former workers and animals. It's a place where the past lingers in the shadows, and those brave enough to visit after hours might just encounter something truly eerie. Number 2. Dudley Zoo. Dudley Zoo, located in the West Midlands, is not only home to a variety of exotic animals, but also to some of the most chilling ghost stories in the UK. Established in 1937 on the grounds of Dudley Castle, which dates back to the 11th century, the zoo is surrounded by a rich history of mystery and tragedy. Over the years, staff and visitors have reported numerous paranormal experiences, making Dudley Zoo one of the most haunted zoos in the UK. One of the most famous ghost stories associated with Dudley Zoo is the tale of the Grey Lady. She is said to be the spirit of a woman who once lived in Dudley Castle, which now forms part of the zoo grounds. Witnesses have reported seeing her wandering the castle ruins and the zoo grounds, dressed in a long gray gown. Some believe she may be the ghost of a former inhabitant who died in tragic circumstances, perhaps linked to the castle's violent history. Her presence is often felt around the zoo's oldest areas, with many claiming to feel cold spots or sudden drops in temperature when she is near. Another chilling story is connected to the zoo's iconic castle ruins, where several reports of eerie sounds and ghostly figures have been made. Staff working late at night have often heard footsteps echoing through the stone corridors of the castle when no one else is around. Some have even reported hearing voices, like whispers, coming from the empty rooms of the castle. The noises seem to come from nowhere and stop as quickly as they start, adding to the mystery of the place. The zoo's former keeper's house, which still stands near the entrance, is also a hotspot for ghostly activity. It is said to be haunted by the spirit of a former zookeeper who died unexpectedly on the premises. Staff members have reported hearing heavy breathing and the sound of shuffling footsteps coming from inside the house, even when it has been locked up for the night. Some have even seen a shadowy figure walking across the windows at night, only to find no one there when they investigate. Visitors, too, have claimed to experience an unsettling atmosphere when walking past the house, often feeling as if they are being watched. Perhaps the most unsettling paranormal event involves the zoo's big cat enclosures. Lions, tigers, and other large animals are housed in this part of the zoo, and it is here that several workers have claimed to have seen the ghost of a zookeeper who tragically died during a dangerous encounter with a tiger. Some have reported hearing the sounds of growling or growls coming from empty enclosures, which they believe is the restless spirit of the zookeeper still connected to the big cats. One of the most terrifying experiences reported by staff involves a shadowy figure that has been seen moving through the zoo's pathways at night. The figure is described as tall and dark, often appearing to follow those who are working late, only to vanish when they turn around. This shadowy figure is believed by some to be the spirit of a former worker who met an untimely death at the zoo many years ago. Dudley Zoo's haunting history, tied to the castle's dark past, combined with the chilling stories of ghostly figures and unexplained phenomena, make it one of the most paranormally active zoos in the UK. Whether it's the Grey Lady, the zookeeper's spirit, or the strange noises in the castle ruins, there's no doubt that Dudley Zoo has earned its reputation as a place where the past lingers in the shadows. For those brave enough to visit, the eerie atmosphere and ghostly encounters are a chilling reminder that the zoo's history is far from over. Number 3. Marwell Zoo. Marwell Zoo in Hampshire, located on the outskirts of Winchester, is known for its exotic animals and beautiful surroundings, but it also has a chilling reputation for being one of the most haunted zoos in the UK. Established in 1972, Marwell Zoo has a long history that includes the transformation of farmland into a wildlife park. Over the years, various paranormal occurrences have been reported by staff and visitors alike, adding to the eerie atmosphere that surrounds this peaceful yet unsettling place. One of the most well-known ghost stories from Marwell Zoo is that of the Crying Woman, a mysterious apparition that has been spotted several times near the zoo's older buildings, particularly around the entrance and the surrounding wooded areas. She is described as a woman dressed in a long white gown with a ghostly, translucent appearance. Some believe that she could be the spirit of a former resident of the land before it became a zoo. The sightings are often accompanied by strange feelings of coldness and a sense of dread. Visitors and staff who have encountered her have reported that she appears suddenly and silently before vanishing just as quickly. Another spooky story is linked to the zoo's historic barn area. This barn, one of the original buildings on the property, has been the site of strange noises, including footsteps and the sound of doors creaking open and shut when no one is around. The barn was once used for animal storage and has seen its share of hardship over the years. Some believe that the restless spirits of past workers or animals still linger in this part of the zoo. Staff members who work near the barn often describe feeling as though they are being watched, and some have heard what sounds like faint whispers or conversations in the air, despite being alone. The big cat enclosures, home to Marwell's tigers and lions, are another area of the zoo with a dark reputation. Several staff members have reported strange occurrences here, such as hearing growls or the sounds of animals pacing, even when the enclosures are empty. Some believe that the spirit of a former keeper, who tragically passed away while working with the tigers, may haunt this area. The feeling of being watched is often felt by those who work in this part of the zoo, and some have reported feeling an overwhelming sense of sadness or unease when walking past the big cat enclosures at night. Marwell Zoo's reptile house also holds a few ghostly tales. Staff working late hours have reported seeing shadows moving along the walls and hearing hissing noises, despite the fact that all the reptiles are safely housed and quiet. Some believe these strange happenings could be linked to the zoo's early history, with theories suggesting that the land may have once been the site of ancient burial grounds or other historical events that have left their mark on the location. The zoo's beautiful grounds, filled with wildlife and greenery, seem peaceful during the day, but at night, the atmosphere takes on a different tone. Staff working the night shift have often reported hearing unexplained noises like footsteps, voices, or rustling sounds coming from empty animal enclosures. These eerie occurrences add to the zoo's haunted reputation, and some staff members refuse to walk alone after dark, preferring to stay in well-lit areas near the main buildings. Marwell Zoo, with its deep history, mysterious sightings, and unexplained events, is not just a place for animal lovers. It's also a destination for those intrigued by the paranormal. Whether it's the lady in white, the spirit of a former keeper, or the odd sounds coming from empty buildings, Marwell Zoo's haunting tales are a chilling reminder that some places carry the weight of their history long after the past is gone. Number 4. Woburn Safari Park. Woburn Safari Park in Bedfordshire is not just a well-known wildlife park, it is also one of the most haunted zoos in the UK. The park is set on the historic Woburn Abbey estate, which has been home to the Duke of Bedford for centuries. The deep history of the estate, combined with its tragic events and ancient buildings, has created a haunting atmosphere that seems to linger across the safari park. Over the years, many visitors and staff have reported eerie experiences, making Woburn Safari Park a hotspot for paranormal activity. One of the most prominent ghost stories from Woburn Safari Park is the haunting of the Lady in White, a spectral figure that is said to haunt the park's grounds. This apparition is often seen near the old mansion and surrounding areas, where she drifts silently through the trees in a long, flowing white gown. Some believe she is the spirit of a lady who once lived on the estate and died under mysterious circumstances. Witnesses who have seen her describe a sense of calm, followed by a sudden drop in temperature and an overwhelming sense of sadness. Her presence is most frequently felt at dusk when the park is empty, and the only sounds are the distant calls of animals. Another chilling tale comes from the old mansion itself, which has witnessed several ghostly occurrences. The mansion was built in the 16th century and has seen many generations of the Duke of Bedford's family. Staff working in or around the mansion have reported hearing unexplained footsteps in the empty rooms, and several visitors have claimed to hear faint whispers coming from the hallways. Some believe these voices are the spirits of former residents, perhaps even members of the aristocratic family who passed away in the house and now haunt its grand rooms. The ghostly footsteps are often heard near the staircase or the long hallways, with some staff feeling an overwhelming presence as they walk through the house. The Elephant House is another area of the park with a haunted reputation. This building has seen strange occurrences over the years, from unexplainable noise like the sound of chains dragging along the floor to the sighting of a figure dressed in old-fashioned clothes. Staff who have worked late have claimed to feel a presence behind them, often sensing someone walking just behind them, but when they turn around, no one is there. Some believe the spirit could be connected to the estate's long history, as the zoo was once part of the grounds of Woburn Abbey, which has its own dark past. The big cat enclosure at Woburn Safari Park has also been linked to paranormal activity. Several zookeepers have reported hearing eerie growls coming from the enclosures late at night, even when the animals are not present. The sound of pacing footsteps, as if an invisible animal were walking around its cage, has been heard by more than one person. These unexplained noises have led some to believe that the spirits of animals that once lived there might still be wandering the area, their energy trapped in the space. In addition to these specific sites, there have been numerous reports of cold spots, shadows, and flickering lights around the safari park. Staff who work during the night shifts often report strange happenings, such as doors opening and closing by themselves, lights turning on and off, and a general feeling of being watched. The sense of unease is particularly strong in areas like the lion house and the giraffe enclosure, where the air feels thick and heavy at times. The long history of Woburn Safari Park, with its centuries-old buildings, tragic events, and connection to the aristocratic family, has created the perfect environment for paranormal activity. Whether it's the mysterious lady in white, the restless spirits of former residents, or the strange occurrences in the animal enclosures, Woburn Safari Park is undeniably one of the most haunted zoos in the UK. For those brave enough to visit after dark, the eerie atmosphere is a chilling reminder that the past never truly leaves. Number 5. Longleat Safari Park. Longleat Safari Park in Wiltshire is one of the most famous and picturesque safari parks in the UK, but it is also one of the most haunted. Set on the grounds of Longleat House, a grand Elizabethan mansion built in the 16th century, the safari park is steeped in history, mystery, and paranormal activity. Over the years, visitors and staff have reported unsettling encounters with the supernatural, making Longleat Safari Park not only a top tourist attraction for animal lovers, but also a location that draws those intrigued by the paranormal. The Longleat House itself, a stunning stately home, is known for its rich history and dark secrets. Many of the ghost stories surrounding Longleat Park trace back to the mansion's centuries-old past. The most famous ghostly encounter is that of the Grey Lady, believed to be the spirit of a former resident of Longleat House. This ghostly figure, often seen in the grand halls and corridors of the house, is said to be a woman dressed in a long gray gown. She is typically spotted by staff and visitors who walk through the estate during twilight or nightfall, when the house feels especially cold and eerie. The Grey Lady is thought to be a victim of tragic circumstances, and her ghost is said to wander the halls in search of peace. Another haunting link to Longleat House is the story of the Man in Black, a mysterious figure often seen near the front gates of the house. He is believed to be the ghost of a former servant who worked at the estate many years ago. Witnesses have described seeing him standing in the shadows, dressed in old-fashioned black attire, before he vanishes without a trace. The eerie sensation of being watched is reported frequently by staff and visitors near the main gates, especially after dark. Some speculate that the Man in Black was once a butler or a servant who met a violent or untimely end, causing his spirit to remain at Longleat. In addition to these mansion-based hauntings, the animal enclosures within the safari park itself are also said to be haunted. Several staff members working in the lion enclosure have reported hearing strange growls and roars at night, even when the lions are either asleep or not present in their enclosures. Some workers believe that these sounds could be the restless spirits of lions that once lived there, or possibly the ghost of a long-dead zookeeper who died in an accident while caring for the animals. The eerie noises are often described as growls from a creature unseen, leaving the staff with a sense of unease and fear. The reptile house at Longleat has also been a hotspot for paranormal activity. There have been reports of cold spots and the feeling of being watched while standing near the tanks. Some visitors have even claimed to hear faint, unsettling whispers coming from the darkness of the reptile house, though no one is around to explain the voices. These whispers seem to grow louder as the night progresses, adding to the mystery of the place. Some believe that these could be the spirits of former keepers, or even past visitors whose energy lingers in the building. The monkey enclosure, home to Longleat's famous primates, has also experienced ghostly encounters. Several people have reported feeling an overwhelming sense of dread while walking near the enclosure, accompanied by sudden drops in temperature. Visitors and staff alike have claimed to have seen shadows moving behind the fences, and others have said they feel as though they are being followed or watched by unseen eyes. Some speculate that the mischievous energy of the monkeys may be linked to the spirits of past keepers, whose restless souls are trapped in the area. Overall, Longleat Safari Park's combination of ancient history, tragic tales, and the dark energy of its past creates the perfect environment for paranormal activity. Whether it's the Grey Lady in the mansion, the Man in Black near the gates, the growls of unseen lions, or the eerie whispers in the reptile house, the supernatural is never far from the surface at Longleat. The park's haunting reputation only adds to its allure, drawing visitors who are both fascinated by its wildlife and curious about the lingering spirits that seem to call Longleat home. Number 6. Welsh Mountain Zoo. Welsh Mountain Zoo in Colwyn Bay, Wales, is not only known for its breathtaking views and diverse collection of animals, but also for its eerie reputation as one of the most haunted zoos in the UK. Situated on a hill overlooking the scenic North Wales coastline, the zoo is housed in a location with a rich history, which is believed to have left behind a lingering sense of the supernatural. Over the years, staff and visitors alike have reported strange occurrences, making Welsh Mountain Zoo a hotspot for paranormal enthusiasts. One of the most well-known ghost stories from Welsh Mountain Zoo is that of a phantom child who is often seen wandering near the zoo's entrance or by the animal enclosures. This apparition is described as a young boy dressed in old-fashioned clothes, typically from the early 20th century. Witnesses have reported seeing him standing alone, looking lost or confused, before he vanishes when approached. Some believe the child's spirit may be linked to a tragic event that occurred on the grounds long before the zoo was established. A local legend suggests that a child once went missing in the area and was never found, and his spirit may still be trapped in the zoo's surroundings. Another chilling story comes from the zoo's old animal enclosures, particularly the ones that housed big cats in the past. Former zookeepers and staff working late at night have reported hearing strange growls or roars coming from empty cages. These sounds are often described as unnervingly realistic, as if the animals were still inside. However, when the enclosures are checked, there are no animals present. Some staff members believe the growls may be the restless spirits of big cats that once lived there, or even the spirit of a zookeeper who passed away while working with the animals. The eerie noises seem to grow louder at night, adding to the unnerving atmosphere of the zoo after hours. The zoo's visitor center and surrounding buildings also have their own haunting tales. Staff have frequently reported hearing strange noises, like doors creaking open and shut or footsteps echoing through the hallways when the building is empty. Some believe these unexplained sounds are linked to a tragic incident that occurred many years ago. One story suggests that a former worker, who was deeply connected to the zoo, died suddenly in the visitor center, and his spirit may still be present, wandering the halls he once walked. The feeling of being watched is often experienced by those working late in the center, and some have described an intense sense of dread that overtakes them as they walk through the empty corridors. The bird aviaries at Welsh Mountain Zoo have also been linked to ghostly encounters. Several visitors have reported seeing a shadowy figure moving between the cages, despite no one being present in the area at the time. The figure is often described as a tall, dark silhouette, and those who see it feel a sudden chill or a sense of unease. It is believed by some that this shadow could be the ghost of a former staff member or perhaps even someone who visited the zoo many years ago and left an imprint on the space. In addition to these specific hauntings, there have also been numerous reports of cold spots, unexplained whispers, and flickering lights in various parts of the zoo, particularly at night. Staff who have worked the late shifts often report a feeling of being followed or the sensation that someone or something is close by, but when they turn around, no one is there. Welsh Mountain Zoo's long history, combined with its tranquil yet eerie setting, has created the perfect environment for paranormal activity. Whether it's the lost child, the growls of invisible animals, or the ghostly figures seen near the aviaries, the zoo's haunting tales continue to add an air of mystery and fascination to this already beloved wildlife park. For those brave enough to visit after dark, the spirits of Welsh Mountain Zoo are a chilling reminder of the past that refuses to stay buried.